Ever feel that little knot of uncertainty when you're navigating an airport in an English-speaking country?
Oh, definitely.
Like, you need to say something, but maybe the exact words just won't quite come.
Yeah, you are definitely not alone in that. It's a really common experience.
I bet.
Airports can be pretty overwhelming places.
Mhm.
And even if your English is good, those specific travel interactions can feel a bit daunting.
Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. Our
Mhm.
mission really is to make those essential English airport conversations feel less like a hurdle.
And more like just a smooth part of your journey.
Exactly. And to help us do that, we've got a great resource we're looking at.
Right. It's excerpts from At the Airport English Conversation for Travel with Explanation.
Hmm.
And it's really useful because it gives us this kind of behind-the-scenes look at a first-time international traveler, Amit, talking with airline staff,
Yeah.
specifically someone named Sarah,
Perfect. So we're going to basically walk through his whole experience, right? From arriving at the terminal.
all the way through to grabbing a taxi at the other end.
And the really useful part, I think, is that we'll not only hear what they say, but we'll also unpack why certain phrases are used, the function behind them.
Exactly. So by the end of this deep dive, you should have a kind of toolkit of practical phrases for your next trip.
But maybe more importantly, you'll start to get a feel for the nuances of these interactions, less feeling overwhelmed.
That's the goal.
Okay, let's get started then. So Amit's just arrived at the airport terminal. First stop.
Check-in counter. And the first interaction is with Sarah. She starts off very politely. May I see your passport and ticket, please?
Okay. And Amit just hands him over. Simple enough.
Then Sarah asks, are you checking in any luggage today? And Emmett says yes, he has one suitcase.
Okay, let's pause there. That initial, may I see? Why that specific phrasing?
Well, it's a very standard way to make a formal, polite request in English,
Yeah.
especially in service situations like this.
Right, it's not a command, it's a request.
Exactly. It sets a respectful tone right away. Much better than just saying, give me your passport. And notice she asks about checking in luggage.
That specific term.
Yes, that's what you call it when you hand your bags over to the airline, the ones that go in the plane's hold, not the ones you carry on.
Got it. The ones you say goodbye to for a bit.
Hmm.
So then Sarah says, great, please place it on the conveyor belt.
Ah, yes, the famous conveyor belt, that moving belt that takes your luggage off to be weighed and tagged.
Seems simple, but knowing that term probably helps, right? Avoids any confusion.
It definitely does. It's all about knowing the lingo, the specific vocabulary of air travel.
Makes sense. Okay, so bags are checked, passport and ticket seen. What's next for Amit?
Okay, next up is getting his boarding pass and finding out where he actually needs to go.
Right.
So Sarah hands Amit his boarding pass, that crucial document, and gives him the key info. Your gate is B22, and boarding starts at 9:40 a.m.
The boarding pass. That's basically your ticket onto the plane itself, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. It has all the vital details.
Hmm.
Flight number, your name, seat maybe, and definitely the gate and boarding time.
And the gate, just to clarify, that's the specific waiting area for your flight, like a departure lounge sort of thing.
Exactly that. It's where you'll wait until they call you to actually get on the plane.
Okay, so Amit knows where he needs to end up, but how does he get there?
Good question. He needs directions. So he asks Sarah, could you please tell me where the security check is?
Another polite request.
Yes, and Sarah gives him clear directions. Of course, just walk straight ahead and turn left. You'll see signs for security check.
That, could you please tell me? Seems like another really useful one to have in your pocket.
Absolutely. Adding please like that is just, well, good manners in English, and it usually gets you a more helpful response. It softens the whole thing.
Right. Okay, so Amit follows the directions, finds the signs, and now he's in the security line. What happens here?
Well, here, a security officer takes over with some instructions. They say, please place all electronic items and liquids in the tray.
Ah, the fun part. Trays and scanners.
Exactly. And these are pretty standard procedures you'll find almost everywhere. Electronic items, that's usually your phone, laptop, tablet, maybe cameras.
And liquids have those special rules, don't they? About size and bags?
They do. And the tray is just that plastic bin they give you to put everything in before it goes through the X-ray scanner.
Okay. Then Amit asks a very practical question. Do I need to remove my shoes?
A very common question. And the officer says, yes, and also your belt if you're wearing one.
So, do I need to? That sounds like a really good way to clarify things you're unsure about.
It's perfect for that. It shows you're paying attention, you want to follow the rules. Always a good approach at security, wouldn't you say?
Definitely helps things go smoother. Okay, so Amit makes it through security. He's cleared, and he's found his gate, B-22.
Right, he's in the waiting area now. And we get this little glimpse of him making a quick phone call.
Ah, yes. Hey, Mom, I've reached the gate. Everything's fine. I'll call you once I land.
Sweet. And notice the phrases, reached the gate. It's a common way travelers let people know they're at the departure point, safe and sound.
Makes sense. And once I land, pretty clear what that means.
Very common, yeah. Call after the plane has arrived, then inevitably comes the airport announcement.
That familiar voice over the speaker system?
Mm-hmm. Passengers traveling to London on flight JS201, please proceed to gate B22 for boarding.
Proceed to gate. Sounds quite formal.
It is. That's the official instruction when it's time to start getting on the plane. It's the cue you listen for while you're waiting.
Okay, the moment has arrived. Time to actually board the plane.
So Amit joins the line and a flight attendant greets him with a smile. Good morning. May I see your boarding pass?
There it is again. May I see? That polite request pops up quite a bit.
It does. It's standard courtesy for airline staffs, checking your pass right before you step onto the aircraft. Very routine.
So Amit shows his pass, and she directs him. Your seat is 14A, right by the window.
Lucky him. Right by the
Yeah.
window, nice clear description of the seat location.
And then she offers help. Let me help you with your bag. That's nice.
Very. And Amit's response is great. Thank you. That's very kind of you.
That's very kind of you. That feels like a really warm way to say thanks, more than just thank you.
It is. It expresses genuine appreciation for the offer of help. Lovely phrase.
Okay, so Amit's found his window seat, stowed his bag. Now they're up in the air. What happens during the flight?
Well, the in-flight service usually starts. A flight attendant might ask, would you like something to drink?
Another polite offer structure. Would you like?
Exactly. And Amit replies simply, yes, I'll have a glass of water, please.
I'll have sounds like the standard way to order.
It is. Common, concise, polite, with the please. Perfect.
Then usually comes the meal question, right?
Often, yes. The attendant asks, and would you prefer vegetarian or non-vegetarian meal?
And Amit chooses. Vegetarian, please.
The key word there is prefer, meaning which one you like more or choose. Very common on international flights with meal choices.
Simple enough. Okay, let's fast forward. The flight lands safely in London. What's the first hurdle there?
Immigration or passport control. Amit approaches the desk.
And the immigration officer asks those standard questions.
Right. Good afternoon. What is the purpose of your visit?
And Amit gives a straightforward answer. I'm here on vacation.
Perfect. Clear and honest.
Yeah.
And the officer follows up, how long will you be staying in the UK?
Another key question. Amit answers 2 weeks.
So, purpose of your visit and how long will you be staying? These are absolutely fundamental questions at immigration.
Good to be prepared for those.
Definitely. They need to know why you're entering and for how long. For visa rules and just general border control. Always best to have clear, simple answers ready.
Makes sense. Okay, immigration cleared. Just one more step inside the airport building.
Baggage claim. Collecting that suitcase he checked in earlier.
Right. And usually there's an announcement for that.
Yep, something like, baggage from flight JS201 is now arriving at Belt 5.
Okay, so baggage, just another word for luggage.
Exactly. And Belt 5 refers to that specific carousel, the moving belt, where the bags from his flight will appear.
Yeah.
Airports use these numbered belts to keep things organized.
But sometimes finding the right belt can be confusing in a big baggage haul.
It can. So Amit needs a little help. He asked another passenger, excuse me, do you know where Belt 5 is?
Smart move. Asking for help.
Definitely. And the passenger replies, just take it right after this hallway. It's clearly marked.
Clearly marked. That's reassuring. Means the signs should be easy to spot.
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, Amit finds Belt 5, retrieves his suitcase. Success. He's finally heading out of the terminal. What's next?
Finding transport. She decides to grab a taxi.
Right. So he goes to the taxi rank.
And the taxi driver greets him. Good afternoon. Where would you like to go?
The classic taxi driver question.
Absolutely standard opening line. And Amit tells him the hotel. I'm going to Hilton London Kensington Hotel.
Okay. And the driver's response?
He said, sure, hop in, and then gives an estimate for the journey. That'll be about 45 minutes, depending on traffic.
Hop in. That sounds quite informal and friendly.
It is. Just a casual way of saying get in the car. Very common.
And the depending on traffic bit, that's almost always included, isn't it?
Pretty much mandatory for any city journey estimate. It just acknowledges that traffic can really change things.
Of course. And just like that, Amit's journey through the airport using English the whole way is complete.
From check-in right through to the taxi stand.
Wow, we covered quite a bit there, but seeing it all laid out in Amit's scenario step by step, it hopefully makes it feel a bit less intimidating.
I think so too. By walking through these really common interactions, you can build up your own confidence and, feel more prepared for your own airport experiences.
Definitely. Maybe we should quickly recap some of those really key, useful phrases we heard.
Good idea. That polite formal request to check in. May I see your passport and ticket, please?
Uh-huh. And then asking about rules at security, do I need to remove my shoes using that do I need to structure?
Super useful. And at immigration, that simple, clear statement, I'm here on vacation.
Yeah, get straight to the point. And expressing thanks when someone helps, like the flight attendant with the bag, that's very kind of you.
A lovely one. And finally, just ordering simply during the flight. I'll have a glass of water.
Great examples. This whole deep dive into Amit's journey, it's a really practical resource.
It really is. And maybe, as you suggested, listeners could even go back, listen to this again, and try saying some of those phrases out loud.
Yeah, practice definitely helps. It gets the pronunciation right and makes the phrases feel more natural when you actually need to use them.
Absolutely, it embeds them a bit more.
Okay, so here's something maybe to mull over after listening. Thinking about all those different airport situations, check-in, security, boarding, immigration, baggage claim. Which one do you anticipate feeling perhaps the most nervous about, or maybe the most confident?
That's a good reflective question. And maybe think what other questions might pop into your head in those specific moments.
Exactly. Holding on to those thoughts, those potential gaps, can really help focus your learning as you continue your English journey.